What was a total game changer in your sex life?
As a man, I started moaning. Women like it.
There's nothing I like more. Knowing that the guy I'm with is enjoying me, and I'm making him experience pleasure.
Communication, actually. I'd never talked about what I liked or disliked with anyone, but my boyfriend actually asked about that after the first time we had sex, and now we perfectly know each other's likes and dislikes. So it's way more fun.
I think most people don't understand that communication is what makes you good at sex, not the amount of sexual partners you've had.
When my wife starts to reach an orgasm, she also starts to tense her legs. This tends to push me somewhat out. I have learned to throw my one leg over her straightened leg, and that allows me to penetrate her even deeper whilst she is enjoying herself.
Exercise and fitness.
Yeah, doing regular cardio made being able to go harder and faster during sex a non-issue. I was able to focus more on the experience and less on, oh shit, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up, she's close, but I need to rest fuck. Really makes the whole thing better. Plus, women love muscles, and getting felt up during sex is pretty nice.
As someone who has been in a monogamous relationship for 15 years, from awkward teens to adults, I had bad sex for over half of the relationship. She swears it was never bad for her, but I was so in my head and self-conscious that I was never fully present. Didn't think I was big enough, good enough, hot enough, etc. Because of this mindset, I avoided having sex a lot of the time. Once a week became once a month and sometimes longer. We had argument after argument about it because I was too embarrassed to admit how I felt. Until I finally did. I said all of the embarrassing stuff I was so worried about, and she reassured me that she didn't see me that way at all. After a while, we were able to talk about sex in a much more positive light. I am being so long-winded as to hopefully help someone else who might be in this situations, because let me tell you, I never knew sex could be this amazing. If you are in your head and telling yourself you aren't good enough, sex becomes a chore. When you let go of that shit, especially when you are with someone you love, it is so much better that I can't even describe the difference. You are enough for your partner.
Antidepressants. Most have debilitating side effects.
Can confirm I was given antidepressants for seasonal depression, and it was awkward with my wife. Turns out that the antidepressant prescribed has a wicked side effect. So much so that doctors prescribe it for guys that have pre-ejaculation issues. I didn't have that issue, so I wound up needing 1 or 2 hours with my wife to finish. Marathon sex sessions are great, but not every time you have sex.
Finding someone who I actually had a great relationship with, even outside of sex. My current partner and I started off a casual relationship based on sex, but over time, we became great friends too. The fact that we get along great, that chemistry, translates into the bedroom as well. I could trust him, so I was more inclined to explore my wild, kinky side with him, could be more honest about what is pleasurable and what I like. It opened up a completely different dimension to sex for me, which I didn't think was possible, which is probably why he's the best sex I've ever had. But again, that's simply my experience.
Being with someone who isn't intimidated about you having a vibrator. I didn't get my first vibrator until I was like 27 because my exes took it personally or something. My pleasure has increased immensely.
My girlfriend and I met at 26. So I just assumed she had one. I didn't think it was taboo, and one day she told me that she felt guilty because she used it when I was out with friends, and that it made her feel guilty because she could have waited for me instead. I told her it is absolutely nothing to feel guilty about. In fact, the thought of it turns me on, and I'm super happy she's off getting off by herself because that's awesome and great and healthy, etc. And now I get her a new toy every Christmas, and it's been fun incorporating them or hearing about her escapades when she wants to share.
Toys are your teammate, not your opponent.
Making the woman orgasm. I gave a woman a massage, and throughout it, she seemed to suggest she wanted it go further. So I obliged, and since then, she wants me to come round for some rub-rub. I'm more fixated on them orgasming than myself, as I'm usually 10 tugs away from coming at any point. Seeing a woman wriggle in ecstasy, because I've induced it, is a remarkably carnal feeling that I can only describe as such.
Falling in love and realizing what it means to really value your partner's comfort and happiness during intimate moments. My early sexual experiences were all about calming my nerves enough to get hard and have penetrative sex. Later on, it became about getting to try various adventurous things with women. It wasn't until I fell in love that I realized how special it is to create an atmosphere where a woman feels totally comfortable and peacefully vulnerable in my presence. It's about more than making her orgasm. It's about making her feel heard, understood, and cared for in a way that goes beyond sex. That's when I got better at planning dates, listening in conversations, and just overall being a better human towards women I'm romantically involved with. I realized it's all foreplay.
The willingness to try anything once, unless it's dangerous. I found out things never thought I'd like aren't so bad, and sometimes they are, but I know 'cause I tried.
Twice. You gotta try it twice. The second time, once you know what to expect, is to make sure the feeling you got. The first time is the correct one.